So, quick correction. Sometimes spirit comes back at me after I do a video and it's like, this is what you missed, or this is what you didn't explain to somebody. And alchemists know this, so let me talk to you about it. When you take someone's life force, you're putting into them, when you destiny swap, when you do these things, why it's so evil. All the hell and all the suffering you've ever been through, and your addictions, and your diseases, and. So when you meet somebody who has the power to diffuse that, over and over and over and over and over again, her whole life, what do you think she is when she knows how to do that and how to heal and recover from that over and over again? Some people like to label you some kind of guru, a dakini, a goddess, the names for women that we're not supposed to talk about, witches, whores, the list goes on and on and on. But sooner or later, with entropy and with the light and the wisdom, the Sophia that comes upon earth in these times, you will meet creatures, you will meet people more and more who not only use the power for the worst, awful, horrible shite because they think they're not going to get to some primordial heaven, or they can't just get whatever they want spiritually and physically for free. There'll be people born to counterbalance that, because yin yang, this is where we are. Sorry, honey. And entropy. And not only entropy, but after the decline comes an incline of sorts. There's always that. So karma is energy. If you can take somebody else's life force and put your energy onto them, that's a way to clean yourself up. If you don't ever want to have to bow to your soul or have a heart, or if you're psycho or path or something, spiritual psychopath, that is a way to do something. But at the same time, if you don't defeat what you're trying to destroy, it's going to naturally destroy you. There is just nothing else. So if you want to call that an angel because you're practicing demonic stuff, then call it what you will. Nobody protects women like that. They'll tell you that's what mystery school's about and that's what it's about, but it's not. Because the eye doesn't see and the ear doesn't actually hear. And when it does, it actually works. So, when you get to a certain place in your growth, there is no church or mystery school or man or woman or anybody else on this earth that can protect you. The only thing that protects you is keeping in the temple in a way where you can continually bow to the soul to heal and get back into what I told you about the sun, the living God. You stay in peace not by taking other people's life force and tormenting them and switching places with them, because if you can't hold their destiny, obviously drug addicts, meth addicts, alcoholics, all these things that my exes were, addicted to their orgies, and then they go put their sex magic on other people and tank up on you and then go manifest with their group like a bunch of little plug-in lights. That's what these people do. If there are demons inside of people walking on earth, do you not think that there's angels inside of people walking on earth? Because it's just energy. It's just plasma. In my case, some of it is a family line, but that's just a storyline you're born into to back up the packaging. And I'll tell you, if there's a Magdalena line of real oracles and priestesses, we're not being protected. We're protecting ourselves. And you would think that a man, unless he is a psychopath, would do anything he could to love and respect that woman, not to just trash her lights and then leave. Problem is, they come to trash your lights and they don't realize they're leaving you with their heart and their soul space. And if and when you truly fall in love with yours, theirs is automatically yours. Because who ignited it? Who initiated it? Who? Twin flames. So in a way, they make you what they are, but they make you the counter of that, the yin, the yang. And they prove to you repeatedly when you've helped them, walking as a holy whore or a dakini or whatever you call that, an alchemist. Oh my goodness, don't talk about it. You expose all the predators in the religions. It's time for that. I warned you about that. I prophesied about that, supposedly when I didn't know I was that prophesier. I was that prophecy. I was channeling it and speaking it out. How can I not be that prophecy? How can I not be that prophet soul? Because I am that, and so are you that prophesy that. So who and what are you prophesying for? If you think you can rob my energy and they'll take part in satanic rituals and orgies and then show that to me on your phone and laugh in my face like I don't know that that's what you're doing, because all along from the beginning when we first met, when that tape got stuck in the tape player, right? I'm talking about my demon mind, my lower aspect, that I didn't know as soon as the Gita came on and started talking about the price of whoring oneself out on whatever level one does that at, and you immediately go and shut it off, that I don't know the whole rest of the storyline from beginning to end because I wrote it already. And it's when you come into your higher self and in your temple that you see you wrote your story already. And if you see that you wrote your story already and you're not living off of somebody else's energy, then you're in control of the situation, not that person. No matter how many times they tank you, no matter how many times you say, they say to you they came here to judge you, right? But you are actually that. And everything that comes out of their mouth, they're actually a psychopath and a narcissist, a dark twin flame, is saying to you what you really are from the get-go. And if you listen to the, you're their mommy that beat them part of it and feel guilty and shame and oh, poor them, you're not going to hear God yourself that wrote your story. You're not going to hear God tell you what you are and who you are. So bowing to the heart is like taking pot. Like I can't smoke. Like if I smoke lately, I have to be really, really nervous or in pain, because if I smoke, I am so in my third eye that I see everything that I've ever done. And then I see all the stuff that person put on me and in my energy field, in my karma. That's energy, because that's who I am. And that's what an angel is. And that's what these mystery schools got to keep it all quiet. And because you know who they're protecting? They're protecting the slaves that work in that system, the bipolar system. And I have nobody to protect. I have the word that you're the word, that you're the patah, that you're the breath of life, that you can ank your own soul in here by saying, I love you, and blowing the crap off your chakra. You're king, you're emperor of your own body, your own light, your own soul. Nothing outside of you and nobody is. Unless you want that story. Because you think you can put your addictions onto somebody else. And then that is how alchemists eternally go from body to body to body. Whether they do that once or they do that every lifetime. Those, are the dark alchemists. And since an age where knowledge has been released, those demons, has gotten to a point where it's too much. It has to be exposed and it has to be broken, and the wormholes have to be closed so that astral things can't get in here and use us because our energy is too high. That's the Kali age is over, and that's why we know this shit, because we're supposed to know this shit. Because you're all supposed to be Daka and Dakini and angels and gods again, like we used to be. So they're going to play the religious game reset with the Christians and the people that believe in that, not knowing all that already came to pass and was fulfilled. But it is here on repeat because we're repeating it. We're living the war over in our mind, like war veterans, like Krishna, if you know, in Arjuna, in that battle. The battle ain't about the killing and stuff that everyone, all these men and women glorify, and it's talking about Netter. It's talking about law and order and Shiva and the vibration and the Krishna coming into you so that you know the whole battle. You're not going to lose it because you already won it. Does it hurt if you're in the ego that you have to fight it? Yes. But if you're an angel, if you're a real Dakini, if you're a real goddess, if you're a real seer, a real illuminate, then you know all that. And they don't want you to know all that because then you know how all the battles are going to be won. So then you start speaking it and then it comes to pass. But it never would have come to pass if the energy wasn't ripe for it. You know, you talk about us women, oh, you're ripe, poke us like a fruit, and then drain the battery. And yes, women can do this to men. It's more common the other way around. Why, there's more male alchemists than woman alchemists. Praise Mary. Maria, praise the eternal alchemist, the soul, the original woman that created alchemy, too. Hey, we're just a reflection of the outside. As above, so below, as within, so without. As you see fit. And only as you see fit, because you can't see any further than that. So, when you think you're this wonderful, perfect, psychopathic, dark hand, I'm going to judge you, angel, Daka, yogi, what do you think the woman's going to become if she survives your abuse? And she isn't just playing ghetto whore. She's going to actualize by writing her own story because she wrote it from the beginning, and so it's easy to look back with the poetry and see how she was writing her epic. That's called being a Pendragon. We come from a certain area on the earth, too, where our lineage are Pendragons. Like, the whole story is cohesive. And this is what people martyr your flesh for. But that's okay, because I'm just a dividing rod between heaven and earth. And if this is cut down, I'll just pop up somewhere else stronger. Yo, for Star Wars. And with the goal of never being under the stars or having to participate in any of that storyline is how one moves along. Who wouldn't want that? You know, who would not want to have that amount of energy to use to get themselves off drugs, while I watched their friends smoke the drugs and they actually left them in the pipe, and then when I thought we were smoking pot, we weren't smoking pot, we were smoking something else. Oh, that's that person's drug addiction. No, I know that's yours, monster, and that you were putting it on every woman that you slept with, and your alcoholism, and your orgies, and then coming back and saying, you're perfect, you're chosen, you're such a goddess, Then flip it and tell them all the energy that you are and you were when you were out of the house being a bad boy. I can't help it. I'm a bad boy. And then we write songs about it. And then the mother sings the souls home because she's tired of the bullshit and the games and the silly songs. Because you can do better than that. And if you can't do better than that, then you're going to come home to a living soul, a soul that's living. I don't go out and look for playboys and look for trouble and look for... No, I simply wrote about it, so I know about it, because I was that before, and why do I want to keep being what everyone else wants me to be that I was before? The entropy of that is going to build up, so time to teach the woman to be the goddess she is, and so she can build up the next generation, which is going to be so built up sooner or later, it's going to knock you all down anyways. You know? Oh, so just collect energy because, the moon's getting a little bit closer looking and the sun's getting awful bright. And what does that mean? What does it mean if there's a second moon in the sky and so we have crazy, what happens? What does it mean when Jupiter is ready to birth another baby? The Jupiter, the woman, which of course it's a planet, so it's both sexes, it's not a sex, but it can birth its things. Maybe from a storm cloud, So these times change because new stars are born, new planets are born, new things are born, and things are crashed down, and things and dragons fight, and it's all astrology. It's just energy, and you can either choose to be a part of this or you can choose to be nothing and go into the nothing. And isn't that sort of what they did in Star Wars too, where he cut them down? And so all the souls that the one cut down comes home to the mother. This is what happens when jinn get too strong. They got to come home to the mother, to the one that has a soul. So every soul under that throne